Hey, have you ever seen a perfect relationship? I think that it's a myth that this sort of thing exists. No matter how much you love each other, there are going to be misunderstandings and awkward situations. Or let's be honest, sometimes we all say something before thinking. But the real question is, how much of that are you willing to excuse before it becomes too much? It's one thing to say, baby, you need to throw the t-shirt in the laundry, probably needed a week ago. And the whole other thing is to say it on camera in front of thousands of your followers. This is a famous TikTok couple, Matt and Abby. They got married pretty early in their lives. Abby was 20 and Matt was 21. And it is an interesting case because they seem like a happy couple who love and support each other. But at times, something, let's say, questionable slips through.
I just find you very attractive.
Yeah, I find you very attractive too.
And there was a time where I did not.
Same.
I mean, I guess it's true. Sometimes when you see a future partner for the first time, you don't perceive them romantically, and that changes with time. And I can agree, personality is a key. But he was so excited to say same. And it's a bit of a weird thing to say about a person you really love. I still find it quite innocent. But I put this in a video only because I know this is not the first time they comment on each other's appearance kind of in a bad way.
Is he a butt or boobs guy?
Boobs all the way, baby.
That is so messed up.
Why is that messed up?
Alright, it's not messed
Wouldn't
up.
that be a problem if I was a butt guy?
We're gonna go fight off camera. Clean shaven or hairy?
I mean, I almost like a little bit of hair.
Are you kidding me? If any of you guys don't know, I got laser hair.
In the whole video, Matt said basically everything Abby didn't want to hear. It felt like he described the opposite of his wife on purpose. Again, nothing that must really hurt you. But you can see how disappointed Abby was trying to laugh it off. And that's a thing Matt does all the time.
Do you find other guys attractive?
Literally don't find other guys attractive.
Liar.
It depends
Usher?
on...
Is Usher attractive?
Yeah. Let me explain my reasoning. I always say that I'm not attracted to any other guys because I don't view them as even like a desire to want to be with them.
I feel like Abby is trying to say that she can appreciate and point out someone's beauty but not feeling physical attraction to them. It's a normal thing when you're in a loving relationship. But it feels like Matt was expecting a different response.
You're telling me that you never see a guy and you're like, that person is attractive.
I can view them as handsome and good looking, have a good body, like all that stuff.
You think other guys have a good body,
Well,
but you don't find other guys attractive.
Exactly.
That makes absolutely no sense.
I just explained it. So you find other girls attractive then, huh?
Everybody does. Everyone finds everyone else attractive.
I don't know what kind of talent is that to say something offensive that you feel it but can't say what exactly was wrong. Like here he definitely tries to make Abby to say that she finds other guys attractive just to justify his feelings towards other women. Even though in the end Abby didn't agree with his point, feels like she did. It's because he twisted her words and made her say that. You see what I mean? It seems like they have a really close relationship but something always feels off. Another thing about them is that Matt is always being called out for being narcissistic. And don't get me wrong, but I needed some time to understand why people say so. But the more their content you see, the more you understand that everything is centered around him.
Didn't have the best time at the hospital. My wife was ready to leave the same day she gave birth. The hospital staff said that the minimum stay for a C-section was 48 hours. It put our marriage to the test. We were just sleep deprived and my wife was dealing with the intense hormone change that happens postpartum. But worst of all, there was breastfeeding, which really caused us to butt heads. It was really important to my wife that she breastfed our baby, but it was really important to me that our baby got fed. There were long stretches of time where my wife tried super hard to breastfeed, but her milk hadn't come in yet and our baby refused to latch. He would scream and cry and the tension in the room got extremely elevated. I offered to give our baby formula until my wife's milk came in, but she saw this as a direct attack.
I see how birth can affect both parents negatively, build up stress and feeling tired, but how he didn't say anything about Abby's needs, and how she felt during these days except for her hormones and that she didn't have milk, but told us about a fight they had. For more, if you understand the state your wife is currently in, you could be more forgiving and not argue with her. Especially about a thing that is easily solved because you're in a hospital and you could ask someone like a doctor or a nurse about breastfeeding. Using Google, I found out that milk comes in 3 to 5 days after your baby is born, but until then your colostrum, the form of milk that comes right after giving birth, will be enough. So in the end, he just ended up stressing his wife and his newborn. But that's not the most self-centered thing he did.
I did my best to pack up our stuff as quickly as possible. I was ready to get home because I hadn't showered in 2 days and wanted to sleep in my own bed. I didn't even use most of the items that I brought with me.
His wife literally just went through childbirth and all we hear is I, me. I understand that it's a stressful thing for a father as well. But I think not showering for 2 days doesn't compare to ripping out your body to push a baby out of yourself or having a C-section. Instead of supporting Abby through what's probably one of the hardest days of her life, he seems to frame her emotional reaction as a source to a conflict, not as something that needed care and attention. And all that parenthood seems to affect only Matt badly. Or better say, he pulls a blanket over himself ourselves so much that we forget about Abby and her struggles.
I was having this like realization moment of, okay, like my life just changed big time. And for a little bit, I was like, wow, like all my career goals have to go to the wayside. And I just kind of felt, I was kind of frustrated a little bit.
I could tell.
And I just kind of shut down and didn't say anything. Like
Yeah.
I was just like quiet.
Yeah, that was hard for me.
I was doing like everything for Augie. And so I'm like, here I am, like I have all these like big goals and big dreams. I'm stuck here. And I was kind of mad.
Yeah.
And that just lasted for like a day.
It lasted like 2 days.
You think it lasted 2 days? For sure. Did it last into the second day? Maybe it did last for the second day.
Having a baby is life-changing. But wasn't building a family a part of that plan? Because it seems like Abby got a baby on her own. I feel so sorry for her. Imagine you just gave birth and your husband is super distant and makes you feel like everything was a mistake. I don't want to neglect his feelings. Fathers need time to adjust as well. They can feel angry, regretful, and stressed. Sometimes our psyche is simply not prepared for such a big change. But how can you abandon your wife feeling all of that fear as well and not talk to her for 2 days? By the way, Augie is their second child. I don't know, this man cares only about himself. And that's what he does all the time.
Super embarrassing, but I've been sleeping in our walk-in closet for the past month now. This is our guest bedroom mattress that I dragged all the way from our guest bedroom into here. And my wife's not a huge fan of this arrangement.
I wonder why Abby isn't a big fan of that. Maybe because her husband acts like a child? Like, I don't think there is a sane explanation why he chose to sleep in a closet instead of a guest bedroom. To be more pathetic and miserable? This is not a behavior of an adult. He definitely has some unresolved problems. And it's a pretty weird way to deal with them.
This decision that I made was something I had to do just to prioritize my mental health because I was not okay. I was really struggling. I was feeling awful, and that's why I'm here.
Have you tried therapy? I feel like men need to talk about their problems and struggles more. But this is not serious. What kind of attention seeking is this? He plays 2 cameras, made a high quality editing and smooth transitions. Is that how people tell about their mental health? I hope this helps. Because if his struggles are somehow related to his wife and their relationship, he'll make it only worse. Men need space to talk, to feel, to unpack, but not at the cost of the emotional neglect towards their partners. Just listen how many times Abby mentioned that she dislikes sleeping separately.
Are sleeping in separate beds.
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I'm a lonely gal. See, here's the thing. Say what you want. I am codependent.
I feel like me sleeping in a separate room, which is technically the closet, has actually been really good.
We're in the same room,
We're in the
but not in the same bed.
Their families always experience some changes and stress, like birth of children or hate on the internet. But do you think distancing yourself from your partner will help? Abby sounds like she's hanging on by a thread, honestly. She just had a baby, and instead of her partner stepping up, she's stuck feeling alone. And maybe even blamed for his spiraling. To drag a mattress into a closet? That's not privacy. It's more like a punishment for himself or for his wife. And he sounded so surprised that Abby disliked it, almost like she said it for the first time, even though they had multiple podcasts where she clearly said the same.
You like sleeping in separate beds.
I
In the beginning,
don't.
oh, you don't like it.
You think I like it?
Well, because you're actually getting sleep now.
Well, yes, but I like sleeping with you. I'm a very codependent person.
Our fighting has gone down significantly since we started sleeping in separate beds. And you know why?
Why?
Because we're both getting sleep.
As you see, it is a very important thing for Abby. It's one of the ways she feels love and support. I mean, she better not having rest and waking up in the middle of the night because of the baby than sleeping separately. And knowing that, Matt still did what he did. And of course, one of the most popular scandals around Matt is him canceling the Father's Day.
Decided as a family that we are not celebrating Father's Day this year.
Father's Day, it's always in June, and it's like
Last
always
year
around.
was June 18th, which is Matt's birthday, so he had
Yes.
Father's Day and his birthday on the same day. And
So sad.
I will say I did kind of combine the holidays.
You did combine the two of them. It's okay though. I mean, you were pregnant, you were uncomfortable, you were
We
close.
just gotten back from our baby moon that
Yeah.
day. I got you a cake from DQ.
I guess we had
And
just
had
gotten
our
home.
family over and grilled.
Well, I grilled, but I know a lot of dads grill on their birthday.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had
And
Father's
I grew
Day.
your child
You did grow my child.
all day, every day.
But like Father's Day and my birthday were the same exact day.
Yeah, and I
and
kinda-
it kind of was a bummer.
Yeah, birthday is a celebration about you, and you have all rights to do what you want during it. But working people, for example, almost never celebrate their birthday if it lands on a weekday. They would move the party to the weekends. And he complains about grilling and doing something besides being the center of everyone's attention. His wife was literally pregnant. You should be thankful she even had an energy to arrange all of that.
But like Father's Day and my birthday were the same exact day.
Yeah, and
it kind of was a bummer.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I failed you. I'm
Hey,
so sorry.
but you know what? This year, we're boycotting Father's Day for the month of June and celebrating it 3 months after my birthday.
I have to ask something. What if his birthday was around Christmas or New Year? I'm sorry, but you can't reschedule the birth of Jesus or start your year around March. He cancels the whole holiday only because he wants people to congratulate him twice. You know, Father's Day is also about your children. It's a fun day for them as well. They prepare presents and share their love with you. So for me, it's just another time we see Matt's personality shining. And the crazy thing is, a lot of people are calling him a perfect husband. That's because sometimes he cleans up the house and helps his wife. Isn't it what all adults should do? That doesn't mean that I wouldn't be thankful if my partner did something around the house. I just think it must be a normal thing for both partners, as well as looking after your children and raising them. You can't just bounce your baby when it's born and shake their head when they turn 18 and call yourself a good father. But I guess his picture is quite perfect compared to all the horrible stories we know and see online.
So just stick to your job, change the nappies. It's not my job. It's your job to change nappies. I don't know how many times I have to tell you.
Seriously, it's
Honestly.
my job.
Honestly.
Are you having a f***ing joke?
Deadly
It's my
serious.
job.
Deadly serious. It's your job.
It's so sad that women marry men like that and after giving birth they realize what a mistake it was. Even though women carry a child, that doesn't mean that they're the only ones who should look after them. It's a full-time job and I understand why he doesn't want to change diapers. It's gross and hard. But what kind of relationship is that when you dump all of the nasty work on your spouse? And they won't hesitate to do that even in the most unbelievable circumstances.
Pardon?
Can you do a roast?
You want me to do a roast?
Yeah.
Can I just remind you of something? I gave birth 2 days ago.
Yeah. 2 days ago, and you came out of the hospital straight away. You've been sitting around all this time, so you can make a roast.
To send me home to get rest at home.
Yeah, but you've been doing nothing but resting. Look at all these cups of tea for a start.
How dare you sitting and doing nothing after the most traumatic day of your life? 2 days are enough to heal your body after pushing a human out of it. Sometimes I feel like people have never heard of the word empathy. I get it, men can't give birth. But I don't have a child and somehow understand that it's painful and hard. And this is your wife, the person you love, and you still don't feel anything? Is Matt better than the man I've shown you? Yes. But even though what we see here is 100 times worse, we can't normalize Matt's behavior. Matt is a good husband only because the picture of a man who got used to is really bad. He's someone who does nothing around the house and gives you little to no attention and appreciation. But that doesn't mean that you have to agree on that. You don't have to live with a person who disrespects you only because you don't need to ask them to wash the dishes. And please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I'm a small creator and it is really important for me. Bye!